Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. New videos every Saturday, so if you don't want to miss out on your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness, make sure to click subscribe and check my channel every Saturday for new videos. I love reading your comments, and I really do appreciate all of you that watch. This is a 375 H&H Magnum. It is the minimum dangerous game caliber for much of Africa. However, prior to modern smokeless powders, and even prior to the era of the Nitro Express, large bore rifles or smooth bore that were very large bore, or even paradox rifles, were used in Africa and India for dangerous game hunting. This is a light field Commander Magnum. It is a 3.5 inch expanding ounce and 3/8 payload deer slug. However, this is pretty much a historical approximation of the type of ammunition that the British Raj would have been using to hunt tigers with. So, this is a Benelli Nova. I happen to have two elephant rifles that are a 458 and a 375 H&H Magnum. However, a potentially more cost-effective and more functional way that you can convert a 3.5 inch tactical shotgun, such as this Benelli Nova, into a bona fide, historically correct elephant gun is with these light field Commander Magnums. They are a Sabo slug, but they are listed as for smooth bore. So I've got this here. I've got a shoot and see target down there. I'm going to attempt to test the accuracy. So let's go have a look. Here, here, and here. So I am sure that when I adjust my sights, I'm going to be able to hit a clay pigeon. Theoretically speaking, with light field IDS 3.5 inch slugs, it is possible to convert something like a Benelli Nova that comes standard with ghost rings and a 3.5 inch chamber. It's also a very robust, reliable, and extremely lightweight combat shotgun into a repeating elephant gun. There is a historical precedent for this. Now, this is theoretically a repeating elephant gun. However, it's only truly in theory, simply because these are controlled expansion 12 gauge soft lead, so they're not hard cast projectiles. I am way too cheap to buy ballistic gelatin for a test like this, but this is a 6 inch diameter oak log cookie. We did get 3 full inches of penetration. Got some crazy expansion out of this. And let me get my arrow scale here. We did get complete weight retention. Now, we're not talking about 577 Nitro Express or 600 Nitro Express range, but I would definitely say that this is a correct approximation of the Paradox 12-bore loading, if not a little bit more powerful. This is a very advantageous combination.
because a Benelli Nova Tactical comes standard with ghost rings. It comes standard with a 3.5-inch chamber. It's pretty much a bulletproof, reliable design that's very robust. And because of the 3.5-inch chamber, it can accept and fire any 12-gauge shell, whether it is these IDS Commander Magnums in 3.5-inch, all the way down to your standard 2 3/4-inch bird loads. So theoretically speaking, this would be an ideal Alaskan combination that would allow you to use the smooth bore to your advantage by using birdshot for ptarmigan and having these light field Commander slugs on hand for your camp defense or for backing up a fellow bow hunter. That's just theoretically speaking, but there is a historical precedent. Inside of 100 yards, a smoothbore 12-gauge is pretty much one of the most versatile weapons that a sportsman or a survivalist could lay their hand to. So I do highly recommend these light field Commander Magnums in 3.5-inch, but out of a Benelli Nova Tactical, be ready for some recoil. Ballistically, these loads replicate what you would have been hunting tiger with in the British Raj pre-20th century in India. Now, if you're familiar with the Savo Maneater story, Colonel Patterson did in fact kill a rhino with some ultra-hot loaded 12-gauge slugs, very similar to this loading.
These slugs are 600-grain projectiles coming out the muzzle at 1,890 feet per second. That is carrying the mail, and it delivers an incredible amount of kinetic energy. They do group decent out of this smoothbore barrel, and I annihilated that clay pigeon after I corrected my sights to make sure that these light field slugs were going to fly true. The easiest way to convert a standard 3.5-inch Magnum 12-gauge into an elephant gun is with the light field 3.5-inch slugs. It is absolutely a badass experience. The recoil, I admit, is hellacious, but a shotgun is very, very versatile, and I think that you would be well served with a Benelli Nova in your pack and light field Commander Magnums in your magazine in bear country. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at SOETacticalgear.com. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. And thanks for watching Texas Grebner Outdoors.